the hollow route. The rain-slicked streets of Tokyo glistened like the scales of some vast, slumbering serpent under the neon glow. It was past midnight, and the city's pulse had slowed to a crawl, its frenetic energy dulled by the late hour. The air carried the sharp temps of wet asphalt and the distant hum of a city that never truly slept. In a narrow alley off Shinjuku's Kabukicho district, Korisato stood beneath a flickering street lamp, her breath misting in the chilly October air. Her phone screen cast a pale glow on her face as she tapped through a ride-hailing app, her fingers trembling slightly from the cold or perhaps something else. Cori was no stranger to late nights. As a junior editor at a small publishing house, she often worked past the last train, piecing together manuscripts under the dim buzz of office floor. Tonight, though, something felt off. The air was too heavy, the shadows too sharp. She glanced over her shoulder, half expecting to see someone or something watching from the dark mouth of the alley. Nothing. Just the patter of rain and the occasional clatter of a loose manhole cover in the distance. The app chimed. A driver had accepted her request. Hiroshi T, 4.8 stars. Arriving in 3 minutes. The car's icon, a tiny black sedan, inched closer on the map. Cori adjusted her scarf, pulling it tighter against the wind. She told herself it was just the fatigue, the late hour, the endless deadlines gnawing at her nerves. But the unease lingered, a cold knot in her stomach that refused to unravel. The car pulled up silently, its engine barely audible over the rain. It was an older model, a Toyota Crown, its black paint chipped and faded, the kind of vehicle that seemed to belong to an earlier era of Tokyo's taxi fleets. The driver's side window was tinted, reflecting the neon signs in smears of red and blue. Cori hesitated, her hand hovering over the door handle. The app had said Hiroshi T, but the car felt wrong. Too quiet, too still. She shook off the feeling and slid into the back seat. The interior smelled faintly of cigarette smoke and something sharper, like metal or rust. The driver didn't turn to greet her, didn't even acknowledge her presence. His silhouette was slumped slightly in the seat, his head tilted forward as if staring at something far beyond the windshield. A black cap obscured most of his face, and his hands rested lightly on the steering wheel, unmoving. To Nakano, please, Cori said, her voice louder than she intended. The driver nodded once, a slow, mechanical motion, and the car pulled away from the curb. No words, no glance in the rearview mirror, just silence. The city blurred past, a kaleidoscope of lights and rain. Cori leaned back, trying to relax, but the quiet was oppressive. She glanced at the driver again, catching the faintest glimpse of his profile in the mirror. His skin looked pale, almost translucent, though it could have been a trick of the light. She cleared her throat, forcing a casual tone. Long night.